Hello everybody and welcome back to Knitting with Betty. Now we have been having the most wonderful spring-like weather here in the UK. So for this episode I thought I'd do something a little bit different and bring to you my favourite spring picks for what to knit in the springtime. Now I've shown some of these patterns to you before and they were all patterns from my own vintage collection. So I like to trawl the charity shops for vintage patterns. You can get some really good patterns from charity shops. Sort of one of the benefits of living somewhere with lots of old people is they like to get rid of all of their stuff. And so like it's rarer to find the sort of 40s and 30s patterns that you used to be able to find in charity shops or thrift stores for our American friends. It's becoming rarer and rarer to find those golden nuggets, but you can still find some of them sometimes, and you know 60s onwards, pretty common to find those. So I have picked out the best ones. I've shown you this one before, but this is on my to knit pile. Admittedly, I do have a very big to knit pile. So this is, what is it? It's Lawton's Sportswear 3-ply lamb's wool double knitting. So it's a nice chunky gauge. So it's going to knit up pretty quickly, and I have some yarn to knit this one. I just haven't got around to it yet. So that's definitely on my to knit list. And I liked this one because the Lacy pattern means that a bit like this one really. It lets the air in, so if it's a little bit warm, you don't have to keep taking all your layers off. But it's still got that sort of that added layer. If it's a bit chilly in the springtime, which it often is, especially here in the UK, because although it's nice and sunny, it is a little bit chilly out there still. So I'm definitely going to be knitting that one in the future. I just don't know how long in the future that will be. It depends if I ever get my bum into it. Right, so the next one, so all of these I will try, like that one is already on my shop, and let's do the ones I already have up first. But some of them I don't have on my shop already, which I'll put a link in the description box. But so if you see anything that you like and it's not on the shop yet, do let me know which one it is, and I'll prioritise scanning that one in and getting that one up first. But yeah, it does take me a little bit of time to get these things done, so yeah, just let me know which one it is that you want and I'll try and do that first. But the ones that I do have up, this one, I thought this is such a cute little what would you call that, a Bolero I suppose. So I think I have shown you this one before, I can't remember, but this is definitely up at my shop. And this is another little great sort of shrug for just layering in the springtime if it gets a bit chilly, just something extra to put over your shoulders. So that's a nice little one. And I particularly like the stitch detail on this, so if I come in close you can see it's got like a striped pattern to it. Let's see what it is, whether it's just pearl stitches or not. We should have looked that up before, shouldn't I? Wall forward knit two together, so it's like a little lacy hole that you're creating there to get that stripe pattern. It's not a pearl stitch. So that is a really cute little design. So yeah, spring this would be great for, or even in the autumn time. I could imagine this in like a rusty orange or browny kind of colour. That would be really pretty, or tealy blue would be nice. But for the spring you could do this in lovely pinks, buttery yellow or blues, or maybe even like a spring green would be nice. And I have noticed that sort of thinking away from sort of autumny and wintry colour palettes, I am much more drawn to those kind of pastel kind of colours. So yeah, that would be a really cute one to do. What yarn is this? Patons Beehive Fingering 2-ply. What's that? So I don't know what that is in modern terms. You might have to Google that one, guys. but that looks a fairly simple and quick knit to do. And then this one, I thought I might do this one. So I in my next episode, which will be more of a catch up and go through all my latest knits, I have bought some yarn recently that I might be doing this one in. I want like a lacy kind of blousey kind of sweater to do with this particular yarn I'm thinking of. So I will show you that in the next episode, but it is a beautiful pink, like a lipstick pink I call it. So I think this would look really pretty in it. So that is just called Lacy Jumper. I think I already have this ready to go. I just need to upload this one to Etsy for it to be available. But it's a beautiful all over lace design, which I think is very spring-like. You want that kind of airy, kind of summery feel to your spring knits, don't you? So that's that one. Now we move on to the ones that I haven't popped up and I haven't scanned in. So this one, again, another lacy one. This is sort of late 40s, early 50s, I'd say. And I thought the scallop kind of, or it's more of a diamondy kind of shape lace to it. I thought that was really pretty. That would look really nice in spring colours. So that's Lace Stitch Jumper, another Bestway. And it's in 3-ply, so that would be, you know, modern fingering would do really. And that is for, what size is this? Should have told you the size of the other one. So suits 33 to 35 inch bust, but if you're a whiz with maths, you'll be able to change them up. Sizes. So the first one is a 32 to 33 inch bust. That one. The little Shrug. That one is. That one is 34 inch bust. That's that one. And did I do this one? This Bestway one is a 34 inch bust. So they're all around the 34 inch bust mark. Again, if you're a whiz with maths, then you'll be able to size those up and down, no problem. So that's that one. Now, let's save that one till last, actually, because that's a bit exciting, that one. Oh, just found one that I have already got up on my Etsy shop. So this one, again, it's another cute one. I think I've shown you this one again. I probably did that maybe in like the autumn winter suggestions that I gave you. But this one, again, for autumn or for spring, it's a really handy little one. It's not got long sleeves, so it's just a little short cover up, and that's like a cardigan short sweater, I guess you could call it. A jumper cardigan, they call it. Let's see the size for that. That's a little close up there of the pattern. It's like a cable-y kind of pattern. Again, it looks fairly simple to do. And that is for 34 inch bust again. And I can imagine that would be really pretty in, what colour would I go for that? Probably a blue. Maybe in the pink that I bought, that I might do this one. I haven't decided yet. I might change my mind. There are quite a few that I like, so. And again, this one would be really nice for the yarn that I have in mind. This is to fit a 34 to 36 inch bust, so slightly bigger. I thought this was quite a spring-like pattern on it. So how would I describe it? It's got bobbles in it. So if you're a fan of doing bobbles, or maybe you're not, they do look like little sprigs of flowers here. If you have a little closer look, let's see if I've got a close up of the stitch. No. Only the tension, which doesn't really show the pattern. What can I say about this one? Doesn't really explain much about it. Stop. Have you checked your tension? I like that. They have put in the pattern to check your tension, which is very good advice. So yeah, I do like that one for sort of the spring buds and sprigs of flowers. That's cute. So that's that one. Then this is is actually a dressing jacket, so like a bed jacket. So it's meant to be worn if you're in bed and like reading a book or something like that. You just pop on your little bed jacket. I would wear this out, to be honest with you. I think it's really pretty. It's a little lacy yoke and sleeves. So again, it's got those kind of airy holes. So it's nice. If it's a hot day, it's not quite as warm as like a full sweater. And it's just really cute. You could maybe omit the ribbon, that makes it quite sort of bed jackety like, but you could put in a Peterson ribbon, I suppose, instead of a satin ribbon, so that it's more sort of day wear appropriate. But I would wear this out, to be honest. And obviously she's in her 90s to deal with it, but it'd be really nice with like a flowy skirt or like a dress underneath it, a little short sleeve dress or something that would go with. So that's quite a nice little spring jacket that you could wear. Let's see if this has got sizing in it. Has it got on the front? Okay. So that's knitted in 3-ply. So again, a modern 4-ply, but you could probably just get away with. So this is for a 34 to 35 inch bust. Well, you can knit it with long sleeves if you want, with long or short sleeves. It opens out this way. It's like a leaflet. That's exciting. The little things excite me. But yeah, that's a pretty little one for you to think about for springtime. And then this one is in double knit, so it's a little bit thicker. So for those kind of spring days where it looks like it might be nice, but actually it's really, really cold out still, I think this one is absolutely gorgeous. So if you look at the pattern on this side, it's like a little leaf pattern. I thought at first it was lace, a bit like this one, but it's actually twisted stitches. So you cross the stitches, so you knit into you have 2 stitches, you knit into the second stitch and then the first stitch, and then you slip them both off. And that sort of crosses them over, which I thought was quite an interesting little detail. But I love the neck on this as well, and it's sort of like, I feel like it should be raglan, but it's not. They are set in sleeves, but I just thought that was a really nice little spring design. And they've actually got it on the back of this leaflet in yellow, which I thought that was a nice spring colour. But again, it would look nice in this colour actually, or a lilac, or any other pastel colours really. It's very much my colour palette this spring. All the pastels. Then there's this one, which is actually called Leaves and Trellis, form slimming panels in this spring classic. So this is particularly for spring. So my little knitting tween seasons. So I think that means between seasons. So that's perfect for this time of year. So this side I want to be showing you. This one has like panels of leaves, which I thought was just really pretty in spring. Like this would look gorgeous in like a spring green, sort of an pale appley kind of colour. I thought that would look really pretty in. But again, I could use my sort of lipstick pink yarn for this one as well. I think that would look really nice. So that is the Leaves and Trellis. And what size is this one? This is 34 to 36 inch bust. So that's a little bit bigger. But with these kind of lacy designs, they are good in that they do stretch quite a bit. So if you are on the upper end of sort of 36 inch, that maybe even 37 inch bust, you might be able to get away with it, because it's got that kind of stretchy kind of quality to it. So there is that one. And then my final show for you, or my final vintage knitting pattern, which I was very excited about. So I saw this. Where did I get this one? I don't even remember. But I immediately thought, I'm sure I've seen that before. And it is this one. So it's from Munrospun. which I believe is a Scottish company. They might still be in business actually. But it is called Morning Haze, and it is, I think it's probably a top down, isn't it? It looks like a yoked pattern, so it's a very kind of modern looking pattern. And where I may have seen this before, it's, to me, it looks like a vintage ranunculus, like with this lacy kind of detail here. So I will pop up a picture of ranunculus and a picture of this one, and you can see they're kind of similar. And actually, the knitting retreat I went on, a lady was knitting the ranunculus, and I was like, that's where I've seen it. So there's this one, the vintage. Is this the vintage ranunculus? Now I have to say, I've never really been a ranunculus person. I've never kind of, excuse me, I've got the hiccups. I've never really seen the appeal of it. Like, well, I can see the appeal of it. Like, obviously, loads of people have knitted in it and they like it. But, because loads of people have knitted. But for me, it's never really like appealed to me. Like, I don't know. I've always thought of it as quite a modern design, and it's also that thing of like, everyone else is knitted, so I don't really want to be in the same jumper as everybody else, if that makes sense. But this one, I absolutely knit that one. It's quite pretty, isn't it? And that looks like in a nice sort of spring-like yarn, so that it's that kind of mid-weight. It's not quite wintry, it's not quite summery weight. And it's got those lacy details as well, which will allow airflow, so if it is a little bit hotter, you don't overheat. So, did I say the size for that? Yeah, 36 inch. No, did I say it? Well, I've said it now. 36 inch bust. So that's a nice sized one. But yeah, you can absolutely size it up if you want to. My patterns don't include instructions how to size things up, so you will have to do that yourself. That is my spring picks. So if there is anything that you've seen, do let me know which ones you want me to digitise, so that I can prioritise those. But if you absolutely don't have to buy from my pattern tranche, you can do your own research if you like. And but I'm definitely more drawn towards the kind of lacy, sort of ethereal kind of knits, using sort of lighter yarns and fluffier yarns. I'm really into the what's it called, cumulus yarn that I've been using a lot recently. I used it on my mum's Christmas jumper, and I used it for a scarf that I made, and just using that on its own for a nice light lacy kind of top would be really nice for spring, I think. And yeah, I'm definitely drawn towards those kind of pastel colours. So I've got like it's called sky blue, but I think it's quite sort of purpley, that I'm going to do the lavender cardigan in. But I have some lilac yarn that I want to do something with. I have pale pink, and I have the lipstick pink as well. So there's definitely lots of sort of spring, summery kind of things that I want to be working on now. I think everyone's kind of a bit fed up with winter, aren't they? It's been so sort of, it's not been particularly wet here in the UK, but it's just been grey and just miserable. And so to have a little bit of sunshine, I want to suddenly wear all the pastel-y kind of colours again. It's nice to have this spring, even though we are like, I don't know if this happens in other countries, but there's a meme that's going around the internet about false spring. So we definitely have this in here in the UK, where every year about beginning of March time, we get sort of like 1 or 2 weeks of just glorious spring weather, and it always tricks us, and like everyone's out in the garden centres buying their plants and planting them out in the garden, and then winter comes back. So we are currently in false spring at the moment, and I do fully expect winter to come back. It has turned a lot colder actually. It's bright, but it's still a bit chilly out there. So don't be planting out all your vegetable seedlings, because they will get got by the frost. But yeah, we're in false spring, so I'll pop out that meme because it's quite funny, and where we are currently. But yeah, I am hoping that we're going to have some nice weather this spring, summer. I am going away to the Lake District in April for a retreat, so I before I worked for Susan, I booked on the spring retreat again. So it's kind of a bit weird, like going for a holiday, but she's my boss, so it's kind of a bit weird. Like, can I really relax? But yes, I'll be going away in the beginning of April. Last year we had really nice spring weather in the Lake District, so it was absolutely beautiful. But you could never rely on that happening 2 years in a row. So who knows if it will be sunny again. But I'm really excited that the wild garlic is out at the moment. So I think I posted a couple of weeks ago like a compilation of spring-like pictures, and I was really surprised to see the wild garlic was out already. It was only like the end of February, and it normally comes out sort of March, April time. So it was really early this year, which is not any indication that it's warmer, because it wasn't particularly, I guess as a winter it was quite mild, but yeah, I was quite surprised at how early it was. So I've already had some spring wild garlic, and hopefully we'll get lots more in the season. I think it starts to go away beginning of May time, so we've still got lots of it left. So it's very exciting to see all these green shoots coming through, and I've started planting my vegetable seeds as well. But anyway, wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a wonderful few weeks, and with some spring weather, hopefully you've got growing in your garden again. And tell me what you're going to knit this spring. Are you going to knit in pastel colours like I am, or are you drawn to another colour? Let me know. I'm really interested to know which colours you're going to use this year. I don't think anyone's going to be using mocha mousse, are they? Definitely not at this time of year anyway. It's not very spring-like brown, is it? But yeah, I'm definitely drawn towards those pastel colours and all the Lacy designs. So are you going to be doing a Lacy design? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you very soon.